See the basic accounting terms or terms of accounting. There are certain basic accounting terms which are daily used in business. Before recording the transaction in the books of accounts, it is necessary to understand these terms as these terms have their special meaning in accounting. The first term is business transaction. A business transaction is an economic activities of business. Whenever a transaction takes place, it changes the financial position of the business. Capital. Capital means the amount with which business is started or the amount which is invested by proprietor or businessman in business. जिस पैसा से बिजनेस स्टार्ट किया जाता है उसको कैपिटल कहा जाता है या बिजनेस में जो अमाउंट बिजनेस में इन्वेस्ट करता है वो बिजनेस के लिए कैपिटल होती है. Whenever you have to calculate capital, we deduct liabilities from assets. Capital is equal to assets minus liabilities. If we deduct total liabilities from total assets, the difference will come. That is known as capital. Third is liabilities. Whatever the amount business has to pay to outsider is known as liabilities. Liabilities may be divided into two parts: non-current liabilities or current liabilities. Non-current liabilities means long-term liabilities. The liabilities which is paid after more than 1 year is known as long-term liabilities. For example, bank loan or loan from third parties for more than 1 year is known as long-term liabilities. Second is current liabilities. Current liabilities means the liabilities which is paid within a year is known as current liabilities. The liabilities which is paid within a year is known as current liabilities. For example, creditors, bills payables, bank overdraft, outstanding expenses, etc. Fifth is your assets. Anything which is in the possession or property of a business enterprise, including the amount due to it from debtors or other, is known as assets. In other words, anything which will enable a business enterprise to get cash or benefit in future is an asset. Assets may be classified into the following categories. First, non-current assets. Non-current assets means those assets which are held for continued use in business for the purpose of producing goods or services, are not meant for sale. For example, plant, machinery, furniture, land, building, computer, etc. Non-current assets have two types: tangible assets or intangible assets. Tangible assets, the assets which have physical existence, which can be seen, which can be touched, is known as tangible assets, like book, plant and machinery, furniture, etc. Second is intangible assets, the assets which don't have physical existence, which can be seen, which cannot be seen, only can be felt, is known as intangible assets. For example, goodwill, copyright, patent right, etc. Second assets is current assets. The assets which can be converted into cash within a year is known as current assets. The assets which can be converted into cash within a year is known as current assets. For example, debtors, bills receivable, prepaid expenses, etc. Third is fictitious or nominal assets. These are the assets which cannot be realized in cash or no further benefit can be derived from these assets. These are the assets which cannot be realized in cash or no further benefit can be derived from these assets. For example, debit balance of profit and loss account and advertisement suspense account are the example of fictitious assets.